So the purpose of this video is to talk about the game Upland. And right now, a lot of people don't know about this game and a lot of people do. But I'm 42 years old and I'm looking for ways to make an income outside of my full-time job. And from what I've heard, the Metaverse is the new wave of the future. I've heard that Mark Zuckerberg has changed Facebook to Meta. So Metaverse is this virtual world where people are basically making businesses, they're selling things, they're marketing, they're buying land in the Metaverse. There are people who are saying there are multiple ways now to make money in the Metaverse, and when you research or look up ways to make money in the Metaverse, Upland comes up. So what Upland is, if you look on the web here, it says rebuild the world. And when I click on it, it takes me over to this cute little site. They have this cute little mascot here that, who doesn't love that cute guy? So anyways, if I enter Upland, the purpose is to buy property and then later on you're going to sell it. But right now, they even have it where you can, I'm not sure if I'm even really blocking anything. I'm recording my screen. So whatever the case, let me just put my username in there. It's not showing my password. So hopefully it works out. Is this me? Hang on. Oh, I keep always doing this. So you buy property, you can sell it in the game for like UPX, which is the game currency, but then after you've held on to the property for a little bit, whatever the required amount of time is, depending on your level in the game. So when you start off, if you become like a pro, I think it's 14 days, but I think if you're just before a pro, a newbie, I think it's 30 days you have to wait before you can sell your property for real money. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So right now, my little person, my little explorer, I think this is called your block explorer, and they're even selling in the game like icons where you can purchase unique or a certain amount of NFTs to represent you in the game, which is like another way of making money, is like designing NFTs. So whatever the case is, you can see I have 1 and 1. Those are my properties. The map itself, when I zoom out, it's the US, but hang on, I'm not used to really working on my computer. I play this on my phone when it's like easier. But on the computer, you can see where people's, you can see where people put their property up for sale for money.
Welcome to this.
Hey Teddy, are you still there? I didn't see you respond.
To help you become more
So I'm recording on TikTok as well right now, live. So there's a little train there, and these trains are stations where you can navigate to different cities so that you can go travel about and buy property in other areas. Excuse me. So what do I think about this game? I've only been involved in this game for maybe 3 days now, but in that time I have become fairly addicted. And I do see the potential in the ways that people can make money. Like if you think of any other type of game, people before this game were buying things in games for no reason, just to level up and spending money, like you spend money in an arcade. So people are willing to spend money for nothing on games all the time. But here, if you spend money, like just to say you don't want to wait to earn the free currency that they give you, you can just go to the Get UPX and buy some coins to start off so you can have money to buy properties right away without having to wait days and accrue them. And so if you do spend a little money, this is $4.99, it gets you 5,000 UPX. But most properties, I think you probably see them around at least maybe 8,000 and up. So you probably want to go for the $10 package. So let's just say you go ahead and invest that and you get 10,000 and you go buy a property that's like 9,000 or less. And if you hang on to it, you maybe in 30 days could say, hey, I'm going to post this for sale for $15. And by that time, it might have accrued some, value. And someone might buy it for $15 and you've actually made yourself $5. That's like a simple explanation of how you can make money in the game. But They're properties that already cost like thousands of dollars in real life, or like way more. They put the Plaza Hotel on auction, and I'm sure that went for a lot of real money. So it's like, hey, you can spend $10 in Candy Crush, or you can spend $10 in Upland and make your money back, maybe. Or maybe you hang onto your property for way longer and it accrues even more value. Maybe you get into LA, which is coming up. So right now, LA hasn't opened yet, and when it does, there's going to be what's called unminted properties. That means no one's owned them yet, and those are usually cheaper because people, haven't bought them and now, raise the price on them. And when you're new, there are these FSA properties that are cheaper already, just kind of like an FHA property. So as a newbie, you can get in on that. So when you start off, do not jump in and buy the 100 coins or 100,000, because that'll put you into the pro category and you won't be able to buy those cheap properties starting off. So my tip to you is make sure that you don't jump in and buy too many coins. Stay as a newbie for a while so you can take advantage of buying those cheaper properties as long as you can. And then also sign up with a referral code, because when you do, you get a bonus amount of coins. These UPICs, they give you more of those when you start off, so you'll have more to go buy your properties with. So you don't have to spend any money. I think when you start off, they give you around 4,000 coins. And then you accrue at least 300, I believe, a day just for logging in. So you can just save up and just wait until you accrue enough coins to buy a property just by logging in and getting the free bonus. And then maybe once you buy your first property, you flip it for some, an increase in UPICs, and, you keep doing it that way. So one thing I really like is that when you do go in, so let's just look at my properties. When you go to your properties, they do show you a real street view. So let's just go I bought something in San Francisco, and I have it right now under construction. So I'm trying to build a little building there. But whatever the case is, when you go to your properties, you can actually take a look at them. Well, if I can figure out how to there. You can take a look at the street view. So there, I'm not sure, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that street view, and it's showing you, that house. So that's their property. So it's kind of cute. It's neat to see, oh, here's my virtual property that I own. And right now I do have it. You can see how much I had to spend for it. It was 46,990 UPICs. But I think when you go look at the other properties around the area, they're way, way more. So I think it was a good deal to get into right now, because eventually, of course, people are going to want some San Francisco properties. And they just opened up what's called the Meta something. Hang on, let's go check it out. I'll show you. And let's look at the news. Where is the news? Resources. Maybe under resources. And I believe it's news and events. Now they'll tell you what they just did. So yeah, they opened up these block explorer shops. So these people now in Upland have these shops where you can go buy stuff, and they're represented on the map with those orange little circles. I'm not sure if you see those very close, but I'm gonna zoom in and take a peek. So if I try to go over there, it says Block Fellas, and I'm not in that city, so I would have to take a train over to Fresno to actually shop there. But let's see if it lets me. Oh, it is. So just clicking on it, it looks like I can go ahead and take a peek. But you can see it's NFTs, and they're selling for quite a bit. This one's selling for 1,300,000 plus, UPICs just for this NFT, the gold alien. So those creators who made those, people buy these. That's it's a pretty decent amount of UPICs in the game. So yeah, a little addition to this game is these block explorer shops. It's not really my thing, but I do see the potential for people who get into that, buying and trading those. So here's a property right here in green. You can see it on the block. It's for sale. I'm not sure if I will be able to click on it. Was I? Yes, cool. So it says Fresno, California. There's the address, and it's telling me the price for that would be 250,000 UPIX. So I'd have to pay with the fees involved 200,062,500 UPIX. The property size is 249, which does matter. So you should check that out when you're trying to buy properties. This send button means like go visit there, but it won't let me visit there, I don't think, because I'm not in Fresno. So if I said confirm, I'm pretty sure it's sorry, but you can't send to your Explorer to a property from another city. I'd have to get to Fresno first. But once I was in Fresno, if I wanted to visit this property and it didn't belong to me, there's a little send button right here. And it costs 25 UPIX to send my Block Explorer to that property if I'm in this city, which is the way to travel around. Because otherwise, your property just kind of roams around. Like if I go click on this little, looks like a pawn, it takes me to my property. And you can see it's just right there roaming around. So it travels, I think they said, in a certain direction all the time. But the key about this roaming part is that there's this little line that's, you can see it's like my little trail. Where that trail hits is where you will be able to see treasures, which is a different aspect. So there's these treasures in the game that you can go on a search for treasures, which you might get some coins and things. But you have to be in the radius of this trail. So if I clicked on here and click on treasure, it says treasures are recharging, which means there's not a treasure hunt going on. But if there were and I was in the radius, it would point me, give me a little arrow and say where to go. And I can try to go on the treasure hunt. The other thing is, with this trail is how if you hit a property that's unminted and it's an FSA property, this blue means these are purchased. So I can't, and they're not for sale. But if they were gray, it would mean that they were never purchased, or gray or white, however you look at it. It's kind of I really like gray. If they'd be never purchased, and you'd have to be near them with your Block Explorer line, and you could purchase them if you wanted to. But if they're nowhere near you, you couldn't just click on them and purchase them. Another trick that I learned that I think is worth mentioning is you can click on, right now there's this almost like a little building or / phone book, I don't know, this little icon right here. You can click on that and it'll show you the cheapest properties around you in that radius right now. So right now the cheapest one is at the top. It's 12,500 UPIX, and you can purchase that if I'm near it. I have to go over there and send myself to it. I'm in the same city, so I could send myself there and purchase it. And it's pretty cheap because if you think about it, that one's over. I have to go take a look, but everything else really jumps price. So it's like 12,500 for that one, but then it jumps up to 40,000, and then the other one. So if you're thinking about, is that a good deal? It's maybe it might be. It's let's go take a look. So I think sometimes you wonder if the person owns the other properties around and just made those properties really high so that, this property looks like a good deal. I like to just take a picture or take a look at the street just to make sure it doesn't look like, that's trash. This one looks kind of neat with I don't know, that huge fountain or something in the yard. Take a look closer. I mean, I don't know. I think I'll save my UPIX. Other properties look better than this one, so maybe that is why they cost more. Because this one's kind of I don't know. The street view doesn't make it look like the greatest property. So at any rate, so this is just a preview of. Oh wait, one more tip. Someone said to check out the leaderboard. So if you go to that, let me go there slower. There's this little icon down here, 3 little dots. Click on that. Go to leaders, and then go down to trades. When you go down to trades right here, you can click on these people and check out their assets. And sometimes the number one traders are the number one traders because they've been selling their properties really cheaply and been able to turn them over quickly. But sometimes that's not the case, and sometimes they're really expensive. So this person seems to have a lot of properties in Manhattan, and they are expensive. So it's that's not really for me. I'm not gonna spend 5 million UPIX right now. So not really a deal. But I'm gonna see, you know, just another 5 million. I don't know. So a little loud. I turn that down a sec. So, anyways, I'm gonna keep following. So I'll show you my properties, and then I'll check back in a few days and let you know if I've actually sold one. I did flip one so far. I ended up being a pro by buying that San Francisco property. It jumped me really fast, but I'm glad I feel good about getting the property still, but I am sad I'm missing out on all those FSA properties I can't get to now. But whatever the case is, right now my properties are, I have one in New Orleans. I'll take a look and show you the street view. So right now I'm asking $60,000 for it. And I didn't pay that much for it, but I'm just putting it for sale just in case someone buys it. I'm, once again, having a hard time with that. There. Let's see. I was seeing if it would show me what I paid for it. But I don't see those details yet. So it's there. If I take this off sale, then it would show me what I paid for it, because I know I said it before. Anyways, if you go to Street View, mine just has a school bus. So I have like the worst Street View. If I look over there, it's like, And it's like, maybe that's like a business right there. And that looks like a straight hut in the back or something. I'm like, this area doesn't look like the best area. I just got an Etsy thing. Hang on, sorry. I got a new order on Etsy. Oh, how cool. Someone's buying my, I'm like, shoot, can you see that? Well, I don't want to take the person's info, but yeah, I just got someone's buying my Nina Simone Under the Falling Rain in Paris poster. So that's awesome. Okay, so back to this. Let's see, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this area doesn't look like that great. So that's my property in New Orleans, or New Orleans, however you want to say it. Trying to get rid of it. We'll see what happens, or I'll save it for a little bit and see if someone comes along and wants to buy it later on, or for cash if I can hold on to it. I think my pro status I can sell in 14 days, so I'm probably gonna list it for like $12. Well, actually, I spent. There, I can see the price now. I spent on that $12,495 UPIX. So if I listed it for cash, I want to list it for more than $13, basically, to kind of make more money than what the value would be. So then I have a property over here in Wheatland, over in Bakersfield, and I'll just show you that street view before I close up this video. So this is that street view, and this is Bakersfield. There's like a gate there. Let's zoom in a little too far. The yard in the front's pretty big, but the neighborhood itself, you know, looks like Bakersfield. Looks alright. I think this one's better than the Louisiana property, so I'll check back in a few days and see if I flip any of these. If I acquire any new ones. I'm waiting for LA to open so I can try to get beachfront property right away, and then hopefully flip it and make some real cash. So that's that.